Pima Arts Incorporated, Tibetan jewelry wholesale and retail. Fascinating, unique, and unusual handmade original Tibetan jewelry. Check out this ring for a Tibetan queen. I believe it's some kind of enhanced agate. These are some kind of pieces of iron, or are they shot from like ancient muskets or something? I don't really know. But out of these, I wanted to show you this. Big and bulky, what might be Hubei, might be Tibetan, or maybe halite or magnesite. Cool little facets there. Super shiny pieces of either agate or glass. But I was talking about bulky rings. Look at that. You are rocking and rolling if you can pull this thing off. So super cool. I love it. Here's another bracelet. It looks cracked here. Is it cracked because somebody tried to put their big fat wrist in there? Or is it like that to make it flexible? Bamboo coral. I love the granulation. It's really rough, and sometimes the solder filled in the granulation. I think it looks great. The hammering looks great. It's dirty. It's lovely. If you look here, I was talking about the beeswax. You can see the wax that's holding this resin to this tin. Very cool. It's a beautiful Om. My grandpa Ruben Medina behind the Kachina is really good at making those. I suspect he's probably carved hundreds in his life. Carves them out of gemstone as well. I wonder if this is Tibetan turquoise or another variation. The one at the bottom, the matrix, is sus for sure. But it's tough to tell. Like there's no clasp. It is hollow. Beautiful stamping. Maybe it's Tibetan silver. I know this is. Two different polishes there. Yeah. The back. I don't know if they use liver of sulfur over there in Tibet or if they're using something else, but that's just awesome. $15 earrings. Let's take a look at some of these earrings. I don't think they're silver. Ah, I like these pearls though. I gotta show those to my grandma. She's been on a pearl craze. 15 bucks with some Tibetan medicine. You can't go wrong. Looks like glass right there, but faceted. I don't know if it's faceted in Tibet. Look at these little horses. Those are awesome. Cool little koi. I don't think this display actually rotates. These are cool. These are made out of resin. And I think they boil these and then use a gouge to make the little cuts in there, the little faces, I believe. It could be wrong. This could have a traditional name, I'm not exactly sure. Some beautiful resin little flasks here, or at least they're supposed to look like it. They don't have a top and they are drilled to the bottom, so if it's a flask then it's either just the stem that holds the liquid or whatever, or maybe it goes around the hole or something. I really don't know, but these faces are kind of like a trend. I wonder if there's something traditional with the faces. I'm pretty sure there has to be. Maybe these scare away the boogeyman. I don't really know. These are wooden beads. Actually, they feel fantastic. Nice polish, probably oiled. Piece of resin there in the middle. A lot of people turn their nose up to resin arts. I think it's fantastic. It's traditional for all I know. These could be easily, you know, 50, 60 years old or more. Or they have a really nice way of antiquing these. Either way, it's great. This one kind of looks like amber. I see these being sold as amber all the time. I'm really skeptical sometimes when I see these sold as as amber, but it could be, for all I know, maybe reconstituted, or maybe just a different variation that I've never seen before. Some super cool tin bracelets. I had an ex-girlfriend that really loves to wear these styles of bracelets. She pulled them off really well. These turn my hands green, but I do like them. Let's take a look at this box over here. This is turquoise. I suspect maybe Hubei. I don't know how to say that. If you haven't watched the Jeff Best video, he does talk about Hubei and Tibetan turquoise being two different turquoises. When I first saw this, I thought that it opened up because of this pin here. It's a pressure clamp. But actually, it's probably just the way you get on and off the necklace. I don't think this opens up. This is very nicely done. Some nice stamping. I'm sure it was, what do they call it, reprise? Where they pound it through the back. Is all hammering of metals to make stamping from behind, is that all reprise? Is that how you say it, reprise? I know it begins with an R. Here's a nice pendant with something traditionally Tibetan. I just don't know. Don't know much about Tibetan culture. I do love it though. This is a soapstone. They do use a lot of like magnesite and halide. However, not so much to like mislead people into thinking, oh, that's turquoise, but for the color, the way it should be used. That looks like maybe a stabilized piece of turquoise, and they use a lot of bamboo coral. Some of that stuff that I think is amber, it's definitely a bead. You can see the hole right there. Maybe once upon a time it had this little button hiding the bead hole. I don't know. That's nice. That looks like what I consider, what I'm used to seeing when it comes to... Howdy.
What are we doing here?
Just checking it out for the YouTube. Do you know who this gentleman is, or this person back here?
I believe it's Buddha, but I'm not sure.
That's what I was thinking too. But he was really nice. But this is what I think of when I think Tibetan turquoise, with the color and the type of matrix, but I really don't know, obviously. Beautiful. Some beautiful Tibetan copper and brass.
Is that for YouTube?
Yes. The Tibetan shape that a lot of Western folks consider to be like a swastika.
I know. It's actually from Middle East, India started. But yeah, it's the same concept. It means eternal life instead.
Did it have the same name though?
No. It's a different name, and then they're actually flipped it, so it's completely different. It's completely different.
Oh, absolutely. It's a shame. It's so beautiful.
Well, yeah, but you know the balance, yin and yang. There's dark and there's light. That's why he understood that it would be powerful because of the power that this holds. So he figured he would do the opposite and, use it for bad.
Big medicine. Thank you so much. Oh wow, that Nag Champa smells so good. Yep, there you go. So they used the swastika for a lot longer than the German soldier group did. This is cool. I've showed this off many times throughout videos, and you put a coin in his mouth. Sometimes you actually see him with like a jade or serpentine coin. It's like a frog, lizard, dragon thing. Chinese symbol. And you put a coin in his mouth, it brings you money. My good friend the transconductor actually gave me one out of wax. And after that, my business really did start taking off. I love that little thing. I'm not really a mystic, but I do love thanking the little wax frog, dragon, lizard thing. Is this a necklace? Maybe for livestock, like an ox? Is it something traditional in the similar way that like a naja is? Kind of like, yeah, if you don't know, old like najas, like the Native American horseshoe looking thing, came from Africa, and they put those on their horses and their livestock back in the day too. Some kind of protection, I believe. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know what that is, but I love it already. It looks used, which makes it even cooler. Bangles. I'm a bangle freak. I can't wear them, obviously. It doesn't look good on me, but I love collecting them. I wonder if these are most likely lathed. These are super cool. Some kind of orange agate. In Tibet and Nepalese style jewelry, you will see a lot of chip inlay. It looks great. I wonder if they started doing chip inlay before like the chip inlay craze in the Native American world a few decades ago, or if they started doing it afterwards. I'm not sure, but you will see a lot of chip inlay, both coral and turquoise, just like you see here in America. I used to have a beautiful tooth with chip inlay in it. I have no idea what happens to it. Lynn used to have a lot of people stay at her house, and a lot of things went missing back in the day. So I just hope that it's living its best life. Another ohm. I have a video that I might be able to put a clip on here if I can find it somewhere on my YouTube channel, of Ruben Medina carving a ohm out of I think it's an alabaster shell or a yellow piece of like some kind of yellow shell. I think they call it yellow horn or something. And he actually did that video using a tool that was sent to me to make an Amazon product review. And I used a video of him carving an ohm in that shell with that tool for the video. It did well. They did ask me to do a lot more product reviews, but of silly stuff like door stops, his and her aprons. The last time they offered me a video for product review, they wanted me to make a video of an automatic toilet paper dispenser. Like you hold your hand out and it gives you one sheet of toilet paper or 2 sheets of toilet paper or 3. And this was right around when the lockdowns in America were happening, so it was like perfect timing. I didn't make the video, but I should have. It would have been really funny. I like to make Amazon product review videos when I do make them as a side hustle with comedy. One of the ones, the first one I turned down was a dog shock collar. I didn't want to make a video of shocking a dog with a shock collar. I told them that Americans don't want to see that. They don't need to see a dog getting shocked to know that the shock collar is going to work. I said that I would wear a dog costume and put it around my own neck, and it would be really funny. Anybody who would see it would enjoy the comedy and perhaps buy the collar because of that. But it was for a Chinese gentleman, a seller, and he said that he thinks some people wouldn't understand. So I didn't make the video, and I haven't really been offered much from that gentleman since. But it was fun to be offered and to imagine making that video. These are cool. I don't think they're silver, they're glued, but they're really nicely done. Not like the simple pinch bales or the glue bales that we see here in America. Everybody's seen like those weird little flower top glue bales that go on top of the stone and you bend it to fit around the stone and you glue it on there. I think those things are atrocious, but these are really nicely done.
Yeah, because he asked me, did you get more? I said, yeah, we got like 3.
These feel good. I don't remember what these are called. If you look at pictures of Ganesh and Shiva and stuff, sometimes you'll see these in their hands. There's another one in here. I'll put a picture up in the video here somewhere. But I don't remember what they're called. I'm sure the young ladies that work here know what these are called. Is it some kind of like orgone device, which was used back in the day? Is it like some kind of like battery that uses your internal chi to power something, much like Tesla style stuff? Not saying that he used chi, but just like wireless electricity thing. Who knows? I don't know. I'm sure you folks who are into Eastern stuff might know. It's like a crypt from the kryptonite mine. Trippy. Is it lemon chrysoprase or maybe a magnetite or halite? Love it. Some nice big modern chevrons. If I was gonna buy chevron beads, I would want like the dirty ones, even if they're modern, regardless. I am unfortunately starting to become addicted to chevron beads because of Daniel Lopacki. He's a bad influence on me. If you haven't done so already, check out Daniel Lopacki's Stone and Metal here on YouTube. He is a beast. Won multiple awards for his bead making. One of the best bead makers I've ever seen in my life, if not the best. And he has great videos on YouTube about his beads, his collection that he's selling off. A lot of them are glass. And he was talking about jazz beads today. I think they were called Art Seymour jazz beads. And a gentleman named Art Seymour, I guess, he didn't really explain, I think that's what it was, is fusing chevron beads with a different bead to make these crazy beads. So I've seen the scorpions, I've even had the lollipops in Mexico, but these crabs in resin are so awesome. I love it. That is too cool. Too cool. Another one of those frog lizards. Do I have a coin? Let's stick it in his mouth. Let's see. Maybe it'll bring him good luck. Not a nickel. It needs to be a dime. Ah, penny's cool too. There we go. Again, using a bead in the stone. I actually do this. Like, I'll drill a turquoise bead or pendant that I'm not going to sell, and I'll set it into silver, hole and all. My grandpa will sometimes use that hole to incorporate a piece of silver that sets it off. Sometimes I would see him do like chip inlay inside the hole. Now, he usually never leaves the hole by itself, but I like it. Definitely faceted by hand, holding the angles by hand on this piece. Beautiful peacock in the back. Awesome. How are you doing, Lenny? Did you buy anything?
No, I didn't buy anything, but I wanted you to look at some stuff.
Okay.
So here, see which one looks better on me.
I think they look good. Like that one looks good for your outfit right now, but when you're wearing that white, I think this one, because of the black.
Look. This one.
I like that little spot right there. Is that like the center of the geode or something? Is it a smudge
This one
on
has
there?
a
Up, yeah, it was a
Buddha on
smudge. It was like some kind of coffee stain. Nice, made out of bone.
He wasn't there. He went to go play golf.
Get them both.
it. Really?
Yeah. This is beautiful. From the looks of it, kind of looks like a flute. Tibetan turquoise, bamboo coral, all of which are beads. So they studded off the inside of the beads. I don't want to put my mouth on it to see if it makes a sound. Maybe it's just ceremonial or like a ritual flute or something. It's just for looks. It does have this, which would hang. You'd put a strap to hang it on you. So what I forgot to mention about the bezeled gemstones in Tibet is they use beeswax. I don't know if they mix it with like a pitch, but they're using beeswax to bezel and set these stones, especially when they don't have a authentic like metal bezel. If you look at this piece over here, you can see the wax like bubbling out right there, or pitch or whatever it is. It could have gotten really hot and kind of melted and came off right here, but it is beeswax from what I've been told. Maybe it's mixed with pitch and other kind of like something, sand or something. Here's some more of those flutes. They definitely still wobble like the last one. Maybe it's in the style of a ceremonial flute that they actually use in Tibet or Nepal or something. I don't know, but I really like them. Super cool. I love how bulky the Tibetan style pendants are, and rings, actually everything, bracelets. Love the images on the back. This one's like faceted. What a trip. Very cool. Big recon amber. I like that a lot. Super huge piece of red, maybe resin. I've seen these images before. Are they monkeys? Probably because of the tail. Tough to tell. So much to see. This is just one booth. Again, Pima Arts Incorporated, Tibetan Jewelry Wholesale and Retail. 510-859-5423. Hit them up on Pima@gmail or TibetanBeads.com. Yo, we must have been in it a while to have that domain name. Very cool. Very nice ladies too.